the clearing. It didn't move. Just stood there, watching. Its shape was wrong. It was tall, way taller than any person should have been. Its limbs were long, too long, and its arms hung past its knees. It was completely black. Not dark, not shadowed. Black like it sucked light in, no detail, just a void. And it leaned forward slightly, like it had just realized we were there. Lacey screamed. Jeremy dropped the phone. That broke the spell. I grabbed her and ran. I didn't look back. I couldn't. Branches tore at my arms. Something thumped behind us, slow, steady, like it wasn't running but knew it didn't have to. I swear I heard a sound, too. Not breathing exactly. More like dry leaves rustling across concrete. We broke through the trees and hit the gravel road. The sun was low, the porch light on. We didn't stop until we were inside the cabin with the door locked and bolted. Nobody talked. Jeremy found his phone the next day. The photo was ruined. Just gray blur and tree trunks, nothing useful. Lacey left early. Her mom came and got her 2 days ahead of schedule. Jeremy didn't say a word for the rest of the trip, not to me, not to Uncle Hank, not even to her. I still think about it sometimes. What we saw, what we did. I don't go past that fence anymore. I was 19 when this happened, too old to be acting like I had things figured out, too young to know that I really didn't. I just dropped out of college. No dramatic reason, no big event. I didn't flunk out or get kicked out. I just stopped showing up. At first, I told myself I needed a break, that it was temporary. But a few missed classes turned into weeks, and then it was just easier not to open my laptop at all. I ignored texts, calls, emails. My parents kept checking in, asking if I was okay. I didn't know what to say, so I said nothing. Eventually, I stopped answering altogether. My uncle caught wind of what was going on. He didn't try to fix it or give me a speech. He just said a friend of his had a cabin up in the mountains on the West Virginia side Appalachian Range, remote enough to lose yourself in. The guy only used it for hunting in the fall. The rest of the year it sat empty. My uncle said I could go there for a while, clear my head, be alone. No rent, just keep the place from falling apart. It sounded like exactly what I needed. So I packed a duffel bag with clothes, a sleeping bag, a few paper bags, some canned food, and a hatchet I'd only ever used on firewood at summer camp. I didn't tell anyone where I was going, just filled up my tank and drove out of the city. The drive was long and weirdly quiet. Once I hit the foothills, cell service dropped to nothing. Towns got smaller and sadder the deeper I went. One had a gas station with a single pump and a payphone duct taped to the wall. The last place I passed before turning off onto the trail to the cabin had a church, a diner with a sagging porch, and a general store that looked abandoned. Outside of that store, nailed to a tree, was a wooden sign with big hand-painted letters. "Slow down. The trees. Remember." I took a picture of it. Thought it was funny. I don't think that anymore. The cabin sat halfway up a ridge. The trail that led to it was barely wide enough for my car, and I had to park about 50 feet from the front steps because of a fallen log. No neighbors, no real road, just trees. Tall ones, packed tight together like they were huddling around the place. Inside, the cabin was rough but solid. Log walls, wood-burning fireplace, metal roof. There was a cot, a battered table, a few shelves lined with dusty paperbacks and expired food. Everything smelled like damp wood and stone. There was no electricity, but there was a hand pump sink. And the outhouse was a short walk away. Not glamorous, but it worked. And for the first week, it really did feel like I was healing. I got into a rhythm, wake up with the sun, hike for a few hours, eat something, read, chop wood, sleep. I stopped checking my phone, even when I had a signal, which wasn't often. I started feeling like maybe this whole dropout thing wasn't the end of the world. Then the noises started. It was a little past midnight the first time I heard it. I was half asleep in my sleeping bag when a sound pulled me up fast, like a whisper, but distant. Strange, stuttering. At first I thought I'd left a window open, but they were all shut. I sat there in the dark, listening. It came again. Faint. Like a voice filtered through a fan. Garbled. Broken. I got up, walked to the window, looked out. Nothing, just trees, still and black. The next night,